everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Boss Ravioli Queens podcast with your hosts, Nicole Ravioli.
Boss Lady Amy here, hi.
And Jasmine the Queen. I always go last because I'm the most important.
Shut the fuck up.
It hurts to listen to you talk sometimes. Anyways, this episode is called Ghostly Gworls.
Hi, girlfriends.
The GWORLS.
Thanks for the specification.
I am representing. And yes, it needed specification because I sound like Gru every time I say it.
Pinkies up. We have cider because we're spooky bitches.
I'm sad. We waited too long and now you can't see our cool mugs.
We have color changing mugs when they get warm.
Yeah, they have every house of Harry Potter. I mean Hogwarts. In this episode, we will be talking about...
Our intros just keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah. Anyways, this episode is going to be about scary movies and what they took from like old school practices from asylums, and also some of our own personal like spooky stories. Not just at work, but like spooky personal
ookie.
too. Spooky ookie.
Spooky ookie.
Oogie boogie.
Mine are probably going to be mostly like haunted houses and stuff I go to.
Okay,
Well,
wow.
okay. I grew up on in a haunted house, so I have stories, but it's fine.
Okay, go first.
Oh boy. I wouldn't say, okay, so I do have a couple like really specific stories, but I think just the general overview is like just growing up, lots of noises, people like sounding like people are walking around my house even though I'm alone. There was one time, though, that really freaked me out. I legitimately thought my mom was calling my name, and I was like, what?
Oh, I've had experiences like that, too.
And I, like, heard it again, and I'm like, what? And I'm so annoyed, and I go up there, and I'm like...
And you're like, did you call me? And she's like, no.
No, they weren't home.
Oh, that's even worse.
I'm out. I'm gone.
I was like... I, like, looked everywhere, and I was like, they're not here. I was like... And then one time, so I was home alone with my sister, and we kept hearing, like, all of this noise, and it literally sounded like someone was throwing a party upstairs. It sounded like we kept hearing, like, glasses clinking, and then we kept hearing, like, classical music. And I was like... what is going on? Like, it literally sounded like it was like a party. And we went up there, nothing. Came back down, heard the same thing, went up there, nothing. And then one time, me and my sister were home, and she had to go upstairs for something. And she went past, so like, my parents have like two living rooms. There's like an upstairs living room and a downstairs living room. Mm-hmm. And so she went past the upstairs living room to grab something from my dad's office, and my mom's recliner was not reclined, and then she got back out of my dad's office and walked past it, and it was reclined, and she ran down the stairs so fast.
Probably not. Probably not.
So, I think those are my only, like, really specific things that I can remember. But, I mean, there was all kinds of stuff where I would hear weird noises, or, you know, I just thought people were in my house, and they weren't, you know.
I actually didn't tell you this, but I was cooking one day, and then when I was
here?
Like, yeah.
Don't tell me.
Well, I'm gonna say anyway.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I was cooking here one day, and I went to like put like the leftovers or whatever in Tupperware, and I had like the cabinet open, and and after I finished packaging some of the Tupperware, or some of the food into the Tupperware or whatever, some of the extra Tupperware that was in the cabinet or whatever just literally like flew out across the floor. And I was like, I was so confused.
Have a nice night. I'm just gonna hop in my car. I'm gonna sleep in my car now. I don't think it was a great idea to select this house anymore.
Well, you guys know the story. I told on our last episode.
Plus, remember you woke up and the door was open and... I went to work and she's like, the door was wide open when I got up this morning. Like, oh, I did shut it.
Oh my god. The ghosts want someone to break in your house.
I'm just saying, if the ghost is here, you better fuck me good.
You guys, I'm all for like going to haunted places.
Like scary movie, I want what that girl got.
On the ceiling and everything.
Anyways, I'm all for going to haunted places, but not living in one. I thought I was done with this. I've already done this.
Oh my god.
So I guess I'll tell you guys my experiences from prior to living here. Fuck my life. You know what? That makes a hell of a lot of sense though, because I've heard some shit up here.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like equate it to like, oh,
Right.
the fridge is doing something.
Right.
Or like this is an old house, creepy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay, before you tell your story, ma'am.
Ma'am, you're the one interrupting me.
I think
Boss lady's specialty is interrupting people.
shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Amy.
You're such a hoe.
Oh my god.
My face itches.
It's the ghost.
Ah, the ghost is doing it. All I was gonna say was, as caregivers, I think we should talk about the importance of feeling ghosts and like the vibes that you get, because the whole room fucking changes and you feel that shit.
I mean, we did kind of cover that in one of the last episodes that we recorded, but I don't think we went like super in depth with it.
It's like it's so
It's
crazy.
crazy.
You get like chills down your spine and everything.
Before we get into that though, I'm gonna tell my story.
I know, tell your story.
Okay, so when I was still married, I don't know why I started like that. When I was still married,
She's from the south now.
Makes it easier to talk about.
I mean, it was like a hillbilly area anyway, so.
It's from the trauma.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
Probs. Anyways, we lived in an apartment that was connected to a bar, and
Oh, I know this story.
there's like three separate events that happened. So I guess I'll go with the worst one first.
I'll be hanging out.
3 alarm. So I was sleeping. And it was around like 3 a.m. when this happened, and the only reason I know is because we had a digital alarm clock in the bedroom, and I looked over when all of this started going on. So it was like 3:15, somewhere in there, and I woke up, but I felt someone like on top of me, and everybody's like, "Are you sure it's not sleep paralysis?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure when you have sleep paralysis, you can't feel hands around your neck like choking you."
I hate sleep paralysis.
I know. I've had that too, so like I know what it feels like, but this was not that. It was crazy. So I felt like hands around my neck like tried to choke me or whatever. And I don't honestly know how long this went on for, but it felt like a lifetime, because it always feels like forever when it's happening to you. And I don't know if you guys know about this, and I don't know if you guys know about this. So there's this thing called the ghost bubble, where like if you're going through some shit, other people don't like realize it. Like they don't put 2 and 2 together, or like they can't hear it, like stuff. It's crazy. I've done a lot of research on this too. So it's
like everything looks normal to everybody else.
Yeah. So my ex-husband was sleeping next to me, but he didn't wake up until I started like coughing and choking from being literally choked in my sleep. And he was like, oh my god, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not okay. And so I told him what happened, and after that...
ghost, and not in a good way.
No, I don't want to wear any ghost hand as a necklace, okay? Like, I don't want to do that. But, yeah, that was, like, the scariest experience out of, like, all 3 or 4, however fucking many I have. That's the one I'm gonna leave off with for this part, I guess.
Sure, the ghost chokes you, but not the asshole sleeping next to you.
Right! The dude that was literally abusing me. Thanks, bruh. Thanks for taking his side.
We know who you were in life. We know
Double
what kind of
team.
person you were. Bitch.
So I don't really know where to go after that. I don't. I guess we can kind of transition over to like the scary movie asylum thing, because you had brought up the thing about like how the room changes.
Yes. I mean, seriously though, like, have you felt that change before? I totally have, especially when it gets cold.
Literally all the hairs on your body stand up. There's not one single
you
hair
get like those
stand
goosebumps.
And you just know, like, you know something has changed. And even if you can't describe it, you, like, just understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something's different.
Yeah, like, you literally, you get the chills. Like, you get a cold chill, and you just, your body does the shake thing. And
Ooh.
yeah, and something happens after that, usually. Like, is what it is.
Do you think ghosts, like, stay the same personality-wise? Or do you think they're more, like, not really connected to who they were anymore?
I guess it depends, because I've watched a lot of, like, paranormal shows, like, not the fakey ones either. Like, the ones that you can obviously tell are fake.
Yeah.
But, I have done some research on that, but, like, it's been a while, so my memory's a little fuzzy on it. Basically, if you were, like, a shit person, stop it. If you were, like, a shit person in life, you're probably going to be the same shitty person in death. So, like, if there's a rapist or whatever, like, you've heard of girls saying that they got raped by a ghost. Shit. Trigger warning.
I mean...
And I'm also not allowed to say that. Fuck.
I mean, was he big?
It's only okay to make fun of it if it's happened to you. Has it happened to you?
I don't know, I was sleeping.
Wishes.
I do.
Anyways! So anyways, if you're like a really shitty person in life and you're an abusive a-hole and you beat on women or whatever, like, probably gonna be the same in death if you don't cross over. That's like a whole other thing.
If you're already dead, it's not like you're gonna get in trouble for it.
Right, but then there are other spirits that are actually, like, not from Earth. Like, I don't know where they're from, because I don't know what y'all believe in, like, what we all believe in.
Well, apparently the government aliens are real, so maybe they're alien ghosts.
Doubtful. There's, like, supposedly, like, a whole other dimension. So that's why, like, only certain people can see them and whatever. I don't know, it's a lot.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
I will say, though, I've felt, like, warmth changes, too. Like, have you ever felt that before? And you, like, know you've encountered, like, a ghost that was, like, a really good person in life? That's a really interesting experience.
Oh, yeah, I get a warm feeling.
It's very strange.
That happened to me at one of my old jobs. Usually it's the cold chill, but I did get a couple warm ones, too.
I literally had an experience once where, like, I was in my room and it felt like the sun was blaring down on me. Like, it felt like I was, like, outside on, like, a 90-degree day. And I was, like, this was, like, in my room the middle of the night. It was weird. It was very weird. But we'll save that story for another day, because that's a whole...
That's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. It's a whole, it's a whole body experience situation.
Yeah. Oh, I know that story.
Yep, sure do. Yeah, we're gonna save that for another day.
Yeah, that's a long story.
It is a really long
that
story.
That could probably take up an entire episode.
I was gonna say it could be a whole episode.
Oh, yeah, we'll save that for another day. So, scary movies and asylums and where they get their stuff from, y'all. How much do y'all know about it?
I I mean, considering where we live, I've heard lots and lots and lots of stories about the very large mental institution in our state, but other than that, not really. There's a few, but yeah. We live close to a really big one.
Swallow! You never spit, you always swallow.
I don't follow that rule. Anyways.
Ravioli has left the building.
Twice this episode, actually. It's easier for me to get up and leave now when I say I'm going to.
Just call it what you will.
I could.
Just turtle.
A turtle. Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club?
Turtle.
Anywho.
You really gotta watch these videos to know what's going on.
Literally.
We're sorry.
We're not.
I'm sorry.
Baby, I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Alright, y'all. We went left field. Let's get back on track.
Yeah, we're not even in the same playground.
So, in the asylums...
When are we playing football?
She's gonna murder you.
Sir Madam! I'm talking!
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Of course not, because you only hear yourself and the voices in your head.
I do. That's not what they really said.
I knew it. Anywho.
I think he stuffed ravioli in his ears.
You think what? Yeah, I might as well. I'm gonna go sit in my car for the next couple hours and let you guys podcast without me. Obviously, I'm not needed.
Continue.
You sure? Are you sure? Are we sure?
Yeah.
So sure.
So, back in the day, in I don't even honestly know the time frame, in the early 1900s, they would do all of these crazy things to people with mental illnesses, like bloodletting, which is literally where you hang somebody upside down and slit their fucking wrist and let blood just flow until they're better.
Kinky.
Yeah. They also used to do ice baths, but not the safe way like we do now. They used to let them just chill in there for hours.
Like on that show Nurse Ratched.
Yeah. For hours they would put these people in bathtubs filled with ice and water. Yeah. It was nuts. And then there was lobotomies, which is literally just brain surgery. And
with an ice pick.
With an ice pick, yeah. And they didn't have numbing back then, so the people felt everything. It's crazy. I feel like I'm forgetting one though. Oh, electroshock therapy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was that too.
And waterboarding.
And
so just legal torture.
Yeah.
Literally legal torture.
But they literally thought they were helping these people. And lobotomies, I know this doesn't excuse anything, but that was their last resort. If they have tried everything and everything else has failed, which I mean, since it was
just
torture,
kill a piece of your brain.
Since it was torture,
crack.
I'm assuming that none of it worked ever.
Probably not.
Either that or people learned how to mask real fucking well.
I mean, yeah, if it's either pretending that you're better or getting lobotomized.
That's what I would do.
I would say you're gonna up your acting skills.
Yeah.
I would try to up my acting skills for sure.
Hands down. So, in a lot of movies now that are based off of asylums, a lot of that shit actually happened. A lot of it.
Which makes it even scarier.
It does.
It does. Knowing that there are people who actually went through that, or at least family members of people who went through that, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah.
I literally don't, I could not imagine.
They even used to put the criminally insane in there too.
And these are things that, some of these things weren't even mental illnesses.
I know.
Sometimes it was pregnancy. Sometimes it was autism. Like, or homosexuality. Like, it was literally anything. If you weren't, like, normal.
Yeah, what society considers normal.
For those of you who are listening, I did air quotes. Long pause for dramatic effect.
Continue.
Question mark?
Loading. Loading. Anyways, I guess back to like the movie aspect of things. So obviously when it's a movie, sometimes they over dramatize things, but honestly, as far as this stuff goes, I really don't think they have.
Well, and it's unfortunate because there's literally so many examples in history to go off of.
Right.
It's nuts. Like, when are we going to learn kind of thing? You know, like, I'm happy that there's laws and things now, and that there are safety regulations put in place, and all of the good things that have come out of people literally fucking being tortured.
Right.
But I don't understand why anybody would ever think that something like bloodletting would work to cure some sort of illness in your head.
I don't know why people would think a lot of things, honestly.
And then, let's not even talk about like schizophrenics and stuff being accused of being witches and all that jazz. Like that was a thing too. That was a huge thing.
If somebody was actually a witch, they'd probably be able to escape whatever the people are trying to do to them.
Facts. Like the Salem witch trials and stuff. Like, you think you're just gonna be able to burn a witch at the stake and she's not gonna escape somehow?
Right, literally.
I'll be right back.
Excuse the animals. We like kind of like put them to the side, and now they're all mad at us.
And I'm wondering why too, because they've been so good the last few sessions.
Literally.
I gave her pets and asked her to stop. We'll see if that works or not. Probably not.
Well, unless anybody has more input, we can probably wrap this one up, actually.
She had input.
We gonna wrap this up.
We can wrap it up like those horrible straight men that don't deserve to be dads.
They should have wrapped it up.
I was gonna say like someone in a straitjacket, but do you, Boo?
That too.
For
in
our
this
socials,
case, don't wrap it up.
Shut up, Amy.
You're such a hoe.
For our socials, you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, at Boss Ravioli Queens. No spaces, no capitals. You can also email us at bossravioliqueens@gmail.com. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!